Okay, you ready?
Yep.
I've got a J&M Innovation sprayer for sale. It is a 50 foot, it's a floater. It can be pulled behind a four-wheel drive Honda sprayer or all-terrain vehicle. It has a 200-gallon tank, so it can haul 200 gallons of material. This is for agricultural spraying, for you can put nitrogen down for wheat or whatever. I've got several, it's got 15-inch tips and 20-inch spacing. So you got the option of both. There's quick adjust there for that. I've got the tips for in the toolbox. I made a toolbox. I got a brand new motor and a brand new pump. It's got electric start on it. I got the thing drained. I put everything away. I have a Harvest-Tech monitor. They make parts for this monitor and still make it. It does work. I tested the speed. I put a new GPS on here. The GPS is on top of the frame there. It matches the booms, and that gives you the ground speed. We also still have the magnet in the tire there. It's just disconnected, but due to mud or whatever, I wasn't quite sure on that part of it. This is part of the GPS. Here you can see the light on it. You know it's on and it's working. And these switches here operate these electric controls here. You got a pressure gauge as well. This one switch does not work. This is a bad one here. You can send it in and they can work on it. You can get parts for this. I called them. I don't know exactly what it would cost, but I'm wanting to sell it, and I just think if somebody else works on it, they can see that. What I did to get by in the field, one is for one side, two was for the middle. The middle one didn't work. That's the smallest set of the booms. And then the fourth, and it's even got a fifth boom on there, or a shut off. But it's only got three switches. And this here is the mash you turn the run on, and this is the master, so you don't have to flip all these switches. But this one's out, and to make it work, I put the middle one with this, and I crossed these two wires together to get it to work to finish in the field. So I've got that there. This is something that needs to be fixed that you'll have to take care of. It's just the switch is bad. I kept it covered up. Being on that. I also got a brand new flow meter, and I made damn sure I took everything out and drained it. If you can come over here. This flow meter, which is this, I took off of here, is out, so it will not break. And I've got an older one in here that I'm leaving with it in case you ever need parts. But the plastic cracked here. This thing costs $300, so don't let it break. Let you know I got a battery on here. Here's a brand new battery. I got it disconnected, had it charged up. This is the strainer to strain the material out if you got some sand or something in the water. Also, to give you an idea, this is where the flow meter goes right here. And so it's new, it'll work. And these are all the tips. There's some special tips as well. So all the parts that you need are in the toolbox. This is the control switch if you want to use the foam marker. This tank here is for foam. It comes back out right here on this here, and that gives you a mark at the end of the boom. This foam here comes out and goes, you put your foam in there and pressure. It takes a lot of current, and I done that because we had tractors without batteries on here, and I wanted it because these old farm tractors will work with this sprayer, and they're row crops, so you can go down between the rows. These rows here will set in or out. I moved it in for 15-inch rows. I think I got it moved out for 30-inch rows here for corn. It is a little bit easier to balance the weight when it's rolled out like that. But that's here as well. spring action here on the booms, so it's self-leveling booms, does a great job on that, and so it rocks here in these pivots on that. This is one of the ways that we change the different setting from 20-inch to 30-inch booms here. We just put that. Most of the time I spray with 20-inch, but if a guy or wanting to go wider, he can put them other nozzles in there, and this is just a holder for it. And we've got a couple new ATV tires on the sprayer, and it's 50 feet wide, and so it's self-regulated, so the faster you go, if you was on an ATV with the flow meter and the GPS, it will increase the volume of chemicals that you need on the acres there. I want to sell this, and then Jack raises it up and stuff like that for the height of the boom. We pulled it down the road with a pickup truck on this or whatever, so you could hook onto it. It's got a regular 2-inch ball. Excuse me. It's got a regular 2-inch ball hitch here. And after you get the booms out of the cradle here, you can raise and lower the boom with the crank here, but when it's locked up in this part of it. And it's actually got an extra water can on here if you got chemicals on your face or hands. If you put the water in here, you can wash your hands and stuff with it. So you got a brand new motor and a brand new pump. You got a brand new flow meter. And you got a brand new GPS acre meter or whatever. So I think the acre meter was 150 bucks. And the flow meter was about 300 bucks. And the GPS, or the Microtech, these are all Microtech stuff. You can get parts for it and upgrade it or whatever you want. But it does work. I had it mounted on here for the tractor. And we changed quite a few tractors and stuff. And that's why I put the battery and that motor and stuff in there. I do have the Honda motor. It did work. But I had this extra motor here that I had, and I put that on there, and it works as a starter, and then I put the toolbox on it for the battery. And so I'm wanting about $4,700 for the sprayer. So we spent a lot of time upgrading it. So you got a new, like I said, a new motor and a new pump. The pump was somewhere in that $300 range. The flow meter was in the $300 range, and like the GPS, I don't remember for sure, it was 150 or 180 or something like that on there. So it does work. I've used it, and we did take a lot of the stuff apart here to drain this all out. So this has all been drained here, so because I didn't want nothing to take a chance of that being out. So the flow meter, damn sure take it off of the thing for the winter. Take it out so there's no chance of something settling in the hose. So I've got it here. Hope to sell it. Thank you very much. Farmers and Merchant Seed. You can look it up on my website.
.com.
farmersandmerchantseed.com, and we'll be advertising at Facebook or whatever. There's some stuff that I'm wanting to buy, and I got equipment here that I don't use. I got another sprayer that I made on it, and so I don't need 2 sprayers, and I just don't have that much row crop ground to go over with that. But there's been people in a wet year have sprayed quite a few thousands of acres of ground with this. And this thing can be updated. Jeff Mick at J&M Innovations got all the parts. I think he's still manufacturing the same sprayer, so they got the options and stuff like this. This is something that's still being built and sold, so Jeff has got new ones there. You can price a new one if you like. I want to just tell him you've seen the video from me. I know him real well, and maybe he'll give me $1 if you buy a new sprayer from him. He's got some other innovations as well. It's pretty neat. Need to check them out. So thank you very much for your time, and somebody needs a sprayer for a wet year, and we had some wet ones last year. This sprayer can come in pretty handy if you got an ATV. I set it up that you could take an older tractor. You probably need about at least a 20 horsepower tractor. John Deere B will pull this. It's probably an International C or H, so if you got a WD, you can pull it behind this tractor here, because I personally do not like squeezing the handlebars on a four-wheeler going down the field. I like sitting on a tractor, and that's how I sprayed with this. So I pulled this with a tractor, not an ATV, and you can do that. And it does not make tracks or ruts in the field. One of the things with all this wet weather and the road gators, you cut ruts in the field and you get a 7 and 8 inch rain, it can make some terrible washouts. And unfortunately, we're having goofy weather that makes it unnecessary for this. But thank you very much for your time, for looking at this. It's for sale to be sold, so thank you.